The Youth Leadership Forum, better known as YLF, is an event that is 4 days and 3 nights on a college campus for young adults with disabilities to get independent living skills and employment skills that will lead them to leadership positions. It started in 1992 in California. Our South Carolina YLF is part of the associations of YLFs, Youth Leadership Forums, for the nation. And then the DD Council funds ABLE to put on our state's YLF. So it's kind of a partnership of the two. The biggest goal with YLF and having delegates there for that amount of time in that immersive environment is to create that disability pride, foster that feeling, and then take it with you as you head back into your community.
Hi. I'm Troy Hall.
So a lot of the activities that we do are interactive. We do work readiness, so soft skills, so a lot of interacting with each other, practicing those soft skills. And then financial literacy is a big one. They're getting that hands-on practice and fun, and then they can take it and do it within their own lives. So it's kind of that overarching goal of living independently.
The classes are very interactive.
And they don't focus on one specific way of teaching them. They might have visuals, they might have some things that you can hear, or they might have things for you to get up and do.
So, what kind of things can you control in your life?
So today we played a little game on how to deal with different situations and how to emotionally, like with your feelings, how can you deal with that?
I would say that's out of our control.
It wasn't just them explaining things to us, but it was all of us coming together to talk about our own experiences and how we cope and how we solve them and how we do things individually and together as a community.
Who would you talk to if you need to change your schedule?
The staff, they're just really fun to be around.
You're gonna come with me!
Oh no!
Yay!
Like, they make everything pretty much interactive, and also like they're really welcoming.
They are very competent people. Like, I couldn't really imagine them doing a better job at basically leading a bunch of very different kinds of people. They're very accommodating of pretty much anybody and all of their needs, not just about disability and things. For example, I'm a vegan and they accommodated vegan food for me.
Just being somewhere where they cared about what helped me, accessibility, accommodations, even though they're things that are difficult to make inclusive or accessible for everybody, they think of it ahead of time and try to make it that way for everyone to be a part.
Hold your hand, reaching your fingertips to your friends by the side.
I think some of those interactive moving pieces, the dance, the theater, is a point of being able to express yourself, and I think because they're in a comfortable environment with young adults just like them, they kind of let their guard down and can really explore.
I like to dance.
The dance program with Carolina Dance Collaborative and the theater session that was with Applied Theater Center. We placed those activities in the middle of the day to kind of break up some of those longer sessions with the intention of just getting a little bit of a brain break, but also exposing them to some of the activities that they can take and be involved in their own community. After a full day of a lot of taking in a lot of information, exploring new concepts, we've built in time for some social activities, some ways to decompress. And I think it's important for those delegates to kind of get a chance to relax a little bit, and they get to connect with their peers, especially peers that are in different parts of the state.
I like the community aspect of it as well as like the learning aspect of it. It's basically like going away to college for like the very first time, you know, getting to meet other people and stuff like that. Lots of different people that gone through basically similar experiences that you've gone through, and it kind of empowers you to know that, you know, you're not alone and there is a community for you.
You don't really realize that there's other people out there like you, especially depending on how you grew up. So it's kind of like a relieving feeling to know, like, hey, there is somebody out here that I can relate to, you know?
I meet new friends.
And that's a really amazing thing to see, that you go somewhere and it feels like family.
We have independence and inclusion, and that leads to endless possibilities for all people with disabilities.
YLF was one of the first environments I was in that taught me that disability wasn't something to be ashamed of, and it was in fact a wonderful community to take part of and to take pride in.
It's like more of like, yeah, you have a disability, but that's what separates you from everyone else. That's what makes you a unique person. And, you know, and also it's also nice to know that your voice isn't being silenced, it's being heard.
After YLF, I started doing more events with ABLE South Carolina, and eventually I became an equip leader. I've held events and talks about disability and disability pride and disability rights, and I'm able to help other people take pride in themselves and be able to advocate for themselves at school, just in my life, everywhere.
Actually was the president of student government for my school. YLF really helped me kind of express my thoughts and kind of articulate them better than what I was doing before.
After YLF, I was more, willing to go out and adventure the world myself. And I was more motivated to just do more and want more.
Do whatever you have to do in order to be successful, yeah.
I've been at events where it wasn't really accommodating or accessible for me, and where I was literally the only person with a disability. I was seen as different, as an outcast. But YLF, I wasn't seen that way. I was on the same level as playing field as everyone else. I was, just seen as a person.
I would tell people who are considering getting involved with YLF that they should most definitely apply. It has been a wonderful opportunity to me, and if wanting to take control of their own life is very important to them, if they want to learn about leadership skills, if they want to learn how to advocate for themselves, I highly suggest applying.